In a world rich in resources, poverty is an injustice that can and must be overcome. Oxfam has been working with communities for over 60 years to achieve our vision of a safer, fairer and more sustainable world. Great strides have been made, but there are still desperate needs. Half of the people on the planet are trying to live on the equivalent of $2 a day, and 1 billion of them don't have enough to eat simply because of where they happen to be born. But we can change that.
Oxfam's a New Zealand-based organisation, part of Oxfam International. It's a global network of organisations that are dedicated to ending the injustice of poverty. We particularly work from a New Zealand base in the Pacific and East Asia. The way Oxfam approaches poverty reduction is to recognise that action has to start at the local level, has to happen from the grassroots through tangible and practical assistance. And what we do is to connect up from these practical projects of the grassroots into national and international policy change so that it's not a temporary change, it's lasting change. So it means working, in communities beset by conflict through to in the United Nations and up to the UN Security Council, where we're trying to get an international agreement to control the small arms trade that kills so many people every year. It means linking from livelihoods projects in a rural village through to the World Trade Organization, where we're pressing for fair trade rules to help the world's poorest people. Those are the kind of connections that are really going to create an end not only to the symptoms of poverty but also to the causes of poverty.
4,000 children will die today as a result of drinking dirty water. 2 out of 5 people around the world don't have access to a toilet, which spreads disease on a massive scale. The Oxfam Water for Survival program changes lives by providing safe water and basic sanitation in places like Papua New Guinea, Tanzania, Vanuatu and East Timor.
Women no longer walk for hours to fetch water, women and girls, and schools are able to open all year round due to the facilities that we've constructed in schools. So it has greatly impacted on women and children in most of these communities we've been working in the Highlands.
It doesn't cost a lot to build these systems in developing countries. Even modest amounts of money and simple technology can completely transform the health of a community.
Clean water and sanitation can really make or break human development. If you don't have clean water, then sickness prevails, people are not 100%, and they can't progress.
In a world of worsening disasters, Oxfam is there, helping keep survivors alive by supplying clean water and life-saving essentials. Then we stay on to ensure communities can rebuild and break the cycle of poverty that made them vulnerable in the first place.
Immediately after the tsunami in Samoa, we were there delivering emergency supplies of food, safe drinking water and clothes. But we do more than short-term relief. We work with communities until they are able to get back up on their feet. In Samoa, that means setting up permanent safe water supplies and re-establishing production of coconut oil and bananas for export. A big part of our tsunami response has been to ensure that women and girls have a voice in planning and rebuilding their lives and villages. Ensuring that everyone has input into decisions that affect their lives is an important part of Oxfam's work in the Pacific and Asia.
When necessary, Oxfam delivers emergency food aid, but it isn't a long-term solution to the global food crisis. Rather than just giving a man a fish, Oxfam focuses on teaching people how to grow more food and earn a decent living so they can feed themselves and their families.
Oxfam's work with sustainable agriculture is assisting poor farmers throughout the region grow better quality food, then get a better price for what they do grow. A good example comes from East Timor and a farmer called Alvara. When we first met Alvara, he was typical of many small farmers in East Timor, with 1 hectare of arable land growing less than 1.5 tonnes of rice per hectare. His net income 2 years ago was less than $156. 2 years on, after working with Oxfam and applying permaculture and organic farming techniques and becoming a member of a thriving cooperative, Alvara was harvesting over 4 tonnes of rice per hectare and received a net income of $900. The fact that farmers like Elvira are increasing their income means they're able to buy other things important for family life, health and nutrition. Medicines, clothing, school fees are all now possible. Good water supplies are now established by communities who have the collective wealth they didn't previously have and can now benefit everyone in their community. Given the opportunities, people can improve their lives.
Our approach is founded on work on the ground, practical, tangible, results-oriented work that improves people's lives. But it's also those connections into the policies that exacerbate poverty and ending the root causes of poverty, not just dealing with the symptoms.